Hello, team, and welcome to week one of BBB, Brooks, Boss Babes, and Bows weekly topics. And this is, since this is the first week, I kind of wanted to go over kind of what to expect. This is a recording that I will do once a week. I'm not really going to put a day on it just because my week is going to be real flexible. And I can kind of adjust when I make this video. But it will be based on topics that you want to hear. And it will be a format like this. I'll just, take the week to have you comment below on the questions, on the topics. And then I will just do a discussion. Sometimes I will need to use my computer screen, like I'll share my screen if you need to see something. Other times it'll just really be me talking. So, whenever we do week two, just make sure that, remember, it's really anything you want to see or hear. So make sure you're getting those topics in. Okay, so got a couple of topics this week that you all commented on that I want to address. Let's go ahead and get started. Number one, cold messaging. You guys have, just kind of said, hey, look, we have some teammates that really don't value cold messaging, or my cold messaging is not working. And I just kind of wanted to do an overview of the cold messaging. First of all, if you're taking notes, you need to hear this statement. Be bold, assume the sell, and do not, whatever you do not seem desperate. To me, there is nothing worse than desperation coming out in your voice or in your message, wanting them to buy from you. We need to be bold in that, the people that we come across, they cannot think that we just need their sell. Like we need your PV. We need you to join because I need you for numbers. It can't be like that. They have to know that we have their best interest and we want, them to really try our products or really join our business because it's different. And they could really, their families could really benefit from it. So please try not to ever seem desperate in your cold messaging. Okay, so let's talk about some cold messages, that would be effective. Okay, so I have a couple right here. I'm just going to read to you. These are a couple of my examples. I will be sharing these with you, so you don't have to hurry up and write them down. Okay, so again, I like to be bold in the statements that I make. I know I keep saying this, but you would kill this Plexus business. Think about it. And while you do, look at my pay for the last 8 months. No need to respond right now. Just think. Okay, a couple of things about that. Number one, if you are proud of your paycheck, you need to be showing people. Because number one, I can guarantee you that 99% of my Facebook audience has no idea how much I make. I can say this is life-changing money all day long, but if you throw the number out there, they'll be like, I don't believe that. They'll think there's some type of gimmick, some type of something where I'm not receiving this money, or it's just not true. So showing them, I'm not saying you have to show them your bank account, but you can show them your commission statement on your report. And if yours has, if it's $200 one month and $300 the next month and $400 the next month, that's progress. That is good. Do you know how much money, or do you know that $400 can change someone's life? I know it did for mine my first month. So, but I do want to draw your attention to the last statement. No need to respond right now. Just think. What does that tell them? That tells them, I'm not desperate. I don't need your sell right now. And that I'm really interested in you joining me rather than you just being a number. So think about that. Okay, here's another one. Hey girl, I see you're working out. Looking great. We have tons of people that work out that love our Slim Boost combo. Boost is a thermogenic that allows you to burn calories quicker and more efficiently during a workout, just FYI. So what that's done right there is it has kind of opened a door for me to talk about our products. Really, I just kind of use that as a way to really just open the door of communication about Plexus. It wasn't generic, like, hey, have you heard of Plexus? Yay, go you. It was very specific. And, the more I feel like you can tell people or tailor it to people, the more they are to receive it. If they feel like it's a standard cut and paste, they're going to scroll right through. But if you can spend the time, and that's why we say 531, guys, 531. Who can't tailor 5 messages per night to people? Everybody can do that. I mean, that literally would take you 30 minutes tops to do that. So really, tailor it to the individual. I think that is huge. Okay, so this next one, I saw a guy on Facebook that he actually friended me. But this kind of addresses okay, we just became Facebook friends. How do I approach this person? But he did Facebook friend me. And I noticed that he was kind of into working out, and he had this like disgusting drink. I don't know what it was. I mean, like egg whites, and I don't know, but it was disgusting. So I was like, okay, there's my door. So I messaged him, hey, so I happened to see your health and wellness post. I promise you that I'm not scoping people out to make a buck. I am a Plexus ambassador and would love to share our products with you. We have an entire line of health and wellness products. Our main products are centered around gut health. They are Slim, BioCleanse, and Probiotic, and all of our products are stimulant and natural and come with a 60-day money-back guarantee. This may not be for you. You may like to do things without supplements, and if so, totally fine. Just wanted to mention this to you. So I felt like I needed to go a little bit more in depth with him. That was a little bit longer than what I normally do, but I felt like I needed to kind of get everything out just in case he closed the door completely. I knew I had all of my information out there to him. And I did kind of go back through his posts, and a lot of them were, he was very health conscious and things like that. So all of that was kind of centered around him. He did respond back with me and said, hey, thank you for the information. I have heard a lot of good things about Plexus products. I'm not interested right now, but maybe in the future. And I've noticed that he has been liking my posts here recently. And this was probably about 2 months ago. So I'm probably going to come back to him and, here within the next couple of days and just follow up with him. Okay. And the last one is another business post. This will be the last one that I give you. Could you use this amount to help with your business? It's only taken me 4 months to make this. Sorry I've messaged you so much. I just see huge potential in you. People want to hear that you see potential in them. And if you have a team and you have a certain amount of people under you, it is important for you to let them know, hey, I'm familiar with team building and I see potential in you. You could really rock this business. That does get a lot of people involved because it's, oh, you do? Tell me more about that. And so really cold messaging is more about opening doors. So you don't want to throw all the information out there at them at one time. You really just want to open doors. Now, I have kind of given you a lot of about cold messaging, but y'all, it's so incredibly important to do. You have to do 2 things with this business. And y'all, from day one, I've done both of these things very consistently. Number 1 is post, and number 2 is cold message. You have to do both of those. You cannot just post and, expect people to come to you. That happens within the first, 2 weeks to a month. And everybody's like, oh, this business is great. This business is easy. And then it all stops. And if you're not in the habit of cold messaging throughout all of that, you get frustrated and you're like, okay, this business sucks. I'm done. And then, there's also people that just cold message that don't take the time to post. Well, if you're just cold messaging people and saying how awesome Plexus is, then they should be able to go to your Facebook profile and see all of that. I have had some people that I've cold messaged that have come back to me and said, thank you so much for messaging me. I just went and looked at your Facebook profile and saw a lot of information that I loved. Tell me more about it. So make sure that you are doing both. And guys, you don't have to spend a lot of time on this. I know early on when time was, very rare for me to have, I would do all of this on Sunday nights. I transform my 531 daily to 2 hours on Sunday evening, and I would cold message all of my people for the week at that one time. Now, it took me a little bit longer because I don't just do standard copy and paste. So if you decide to do it all in one night, go ahead and allot yourself plenty of time to make those cold messages very specific and tailored to individuals like we just talked about. But you can also use Buffer to plan, to plan out your posts so that you're making sure you're getting both. Now, the second topic I want to talk about is expanding your network. Y'all, I hear this all the time. I feel like I've reached all of my people. What can I do? Okay, I will give you a little tip in that you have never reached all of your people. Okay, never, ever, ever. My biggest advice for that is shut your computer screen, get out and talk to people or call people. Y'all, people are out there. It's just your job to find them. And no, you're not going to find all of your people behind a computer screen. Michelle Nearson, which is on my team, she is under Amanda Martini. Y'all, she is absolutely amazing for this, at this. And, she just went fast gold. And I firmly believe she went fast gold because she got out from that computer screen and, approached people. Michelle, if you're watching this, I believe you're going to need, after this, to do your own Zoom call on approaching people and talking to people. I'll be chatting with you about that pretty soon. But I loved what she said. She said, talk with people. Talk with them. Open your eyes, ears, and hearts. People are everywhere. Y'all, this is so true. You just have to have the guts, I guess you could say, to bring up Plexus. Now, obviously, we don't want you throwing up Plexus on everybody. You have to kind of be, aware of how much is too much or when and when not to bring it up. But she also mentioned business cards. Y'all, business cards are so huge in this scenario because you can talk with them for a little bit. You don't have to give them too much information, and then say, here, take a look at my business card and look at my website and get back with me and tell me what you think. That puts the ball in their court. That also goes back to don't seem desperate. If you can give them information and allow them the opportunity to contact you when they are ready, that makes it a lot better than for you to say, okay, let's do this right now, So I think that's huge. She also says to show the same passion in person that you do in post, or I may have said that, I can't really remember, but I'll give her the credit. And y'all, that's huge. If you are a constant poster and you do personal posts, which are great, I highly recommend, but you're not showing that same passion when you're out in public about Plexus, people aren't going to believe you. If you post all day long, oh, look at me and my pink drink, and you go out to public events and you have your pink drink and you're not telling people how awesome it is and how amazing it is, you're just kind of sitting there holding it, they're going to be like, okay, well, why isn't she telling me how awesome this pink drink is? So do show that same passion that you have in your posts when you're out in public. Again, don't throw up Plexus, but at the right time and the right place, have the same excitement that you have that you portray in your posts. I think the more consistent you can be posting and in person, the more real it's going to be. So I hope that helps as far as expanding your network. Okay, so my third topic, and I'm almost done, my third topic is how do you discuss the business side of Plexus? And I will say that early on, it is probably a little more difficult for you to bring up the business side of Plexus when you're new versus when you've been with them for 16 months like I have. For me, it's very simple because of where I'm at. I realize not all of you are where I am at. So a couple of tips that I would do is suggest being real with them. Why did you start the business? what did you see that made you want to start the business? For me personally, I didn't tell my husband that I was signing up. I know that's horrible. But I heard Rebecca, she told me, look, if you work the business, you could potentially make the products back, the money for the products back. So I knew I wanted to be on these products. I knew I wanted to give them a fair shake, but it wasn't in my budget. So that was my drive behind wanting to work the business side of it. A lot of you have different reasons. So my biggest advice would be to just tell your story. Why did you want to start this business? And open the doors that way. Well, I started the business because so-and-so. I think that would really help kind of start up conversations for you. Okay, so the last topic that I wanted to discuss is team motivation. I spoke on this last night with a call on Andrea about team pages. Y'all, if you have a team page, great. You need a team page. If you have 3 or 4 ambassadors, you need a team page. And it is important to relay information down from your upline. So if I put something on your team, on my team page that you love, great. We do need to relay information. But you have to think about this. If you've got runners on your team that you know are going to follow what you say on your team page, chances are they're on upline's team pages and they are seeing that information again. So I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying that can't be the only thing you put on your team page. You have to make it you. I know, for example, I see a lot of, I know Melissa does live videos on her team page. Jennifer Maddox is one that does a lot of live videos as well. Just let them see your personality. What is it that attracted them to you and to join your business, or the people under you? But the biggest thing is that communication on those team pages is key. Try to find ways to make your team page interactive. Maybe not just talk about Plexus. Maybe I know I've done prayer requests before, and y'all, that's been huge for me because it's something that personally is important to me. Hey, can I pray for you all in any way? But there's other things that you can do to just kind of make it fun, to kind of give them more community feel, rather than just Plexus. Countdowns. Y'all, countdowns are so much fun. If you have a goal, let's say you want to add 10 ambassadors for the month, then do a countdown. We've got 10 ambassadors we want to add this month, and somebody adds, hey, so-and-so just added an ambassador, maybe do a little party symbol or, something, and then do another graphic with 9. Okay, we've got 9 to go, and just keep that going. Just ways that you can make it fun for your ambassadors, I think is huge. Okay, and the last topic on the team pages, monthly and weekly kind of tactics to help you lead. Here's what I would suggest. Pick 4 topics per month that is super important to you. 4 topics, just 4 topics. Do some research on those topics. Find videos, find Zoom calls, or anything like that on those 4 topics. On Sunday evenings before that week, because we're obviously going to do 4 topics, we're going to do 1 a week. On that Sunday afternoon, plan out your week. Let's say you want to talk on cold messaging. Monday, here's a great video on cold messaging. Tuesday, here's some examples of cold messaging. Wednesday, and so on. And if you go ahead and plan and do your research on those 4 topics, y'all, that is a month. And you can change those 4 topics up, every single month. And you can, you're going to have a revolving door of ambassadors. So, you can always bring back topics that you've already done. So really, after about 3 or 4 months, you should have a lot of topics down there that, you can pick and choose from. So, work smarter, not harder. It's going to take you a little bit of time to get, those topics a couple of months in. But guys, once you have all those topics ready, then, months 6, 7, and 8 are going to be so easy for you. It's almost going to kind of run itself. But anyway, you can plan out that week based on that one topic. And like I said, do some interactive things. Make it fun. When you kind of zone in on one topic, you can kind of get creative as to how you deliver that. So, okay, I'm sorry I kept you guys so long. I don't even know how long I've kept you, but I hope you have enjoyed this. Watch it on your own time. I'll make sure to put in the post where I put this that it's a little lengthy, so kind of fit it into your life. But I hope you enjoyed this, and we will do this once a week, and we'll talk soon.